Hello viewers, this is Luis Das once again, meeting you to guide you to help to understand grammar. So in this video, I am going to help you to understand passivation in simple past tense. Those who are viewing my channel for the first time, click the bell icon and subscribe it so that you can listen and watch all the videos that are released by me or posted by me. As I have been telling the viewers that every video has got a separate grammar item discussed with examples and given sufficient help to understand. So therefore, the new viewers, you are advised or you are suggested to subscribe my channel and then make use of it. Okay, so let's go into the discussion of today. So as I have mentioned earlier, today we are going to see the simple past tense. Okay, simple past tense in passivation. See, simple past tense in passivation. I'll show you again. Alright, simple past tense in passivation. Okay, now what do we need to understand passivation in simple past tense? In my previous video, if you had noticed, we discussed about all the subjective pronouns with first person, second person and third person, both singular and plurals, along with the formulas. Similarly, for past tense, it's very easy to understand because we need only two auxiliary verb plus the past participle form of the main verb that we need to use to make the sentence meaningful. Was and were. And after writing was, of course, you need to use the third form of the main verb, past participle form of the main verb. And then where also, after writing where, you have to write, or we are obligated, or we are asked to write only the past participle form of the verb for the passivation. Now where to use was, where to use were. For first person singular and third person singulars, we use was plus past participle form of the verb, and then the auxiliary verb were is used only to the first person plural we, second person singular and plural, and third person plural they. Okay, so these are the informations that we need to pay attention to before we change the sentences from active to passive. Now let me show you in my just small flashcard like thing the rules that we usually write on the whiteboard. So just go through this for all the persons I have written, and then we will come back to the examples. See, okay, just have a look at this. Okay, just you may go through my channel when you are watching. You can go through all the rules and regulations. There I have written as first person singular, first person plural, second person singular and plural, and then the third person singular and plural. So as I have informed you earlier, first person I plus am plus past participle form of the verb and then the preposition by, and then the subject of the voice. Now if you take the first person singular, for example, beginning with I in active voice, what is the sentence that we have been writing so far? Writing a letter. So in past tense, how do you use that, sir? How do you use that, write the sentence in English using the verb write in past tense for active voice? I wrote a letter. I wrote a letter. And then when we are changing this particular sentence into passive voice, letter was written by me, following all the rules and regulations. Subject of the active voice becomes the object of the passive voice, and object of the active voice becomes the subject of the passive voice. Then the verb is changed into past participle form of the verb depending upon the tense, and here it is past tense. So therefore I write a letter, and then if you are going to change this into passivation, a letter was written by me. Okay. What about the second person we? Sorry, first person plural we. We, the subject or sometimes subject plus where plus past participle form of the verb plus the preposition by, and then the object, the rest. See, we wrote a letter. We wrote a letter, and in passivation, a letter was written by us. Okay, a letter was written by us. Of course, I have written where there, because when the subject is plural, the verb has to be in agreement with the subject. But here a letter is your third person singular. So for simple past tense, I used was plus past participle form of the verb. A letter was written by us. Similarly, when you come to third person singulars, he wrote a letter. A letter was written by him. She wrote a letter. A letter was written by her. What about the second person singular and plural? You wrote a letter. A letter was written by you. You cannot say you have written a letter. No, I have written the formula you plus where plus, because if it is plural, of course you can take the verb auxiliary verb where plus past participle form of the verb. Okay, what about the third person plural they? Then they wrote a letter, and then in passivation a letter was written by them. Okay, so this is a simple formula that we can follow when you are changing a simple past tense sentence from active to passive. Okay guys, so I have given few examples. I have given few examples here. Just again have a look at this sentence one by one. Just have a look at this sentence one by one. Read the first sentence here. He consulted me. He consulted me about this matter. Alright. He consulted me about this matter. Now that is in active voice. So he is your subject. Consulted is the verb in past tense. Me is the object. About this matter, of course, you can take it as an adjunct. So how would you change this into passive? Your subject is he, consulted is verb, me is the object. So me becomes the subject here in passivation. So me becomes I here. I was consulted. Okay. So I was consulted by him. By him about this matter. Okay. You can write the other way also. I was consulted about this matter by him. That also could be correct sometimes. Alright. So that is the first example that I have given here. Read the second example. Read the second example here. What is it written here? The doctor prescribed some costly medicines. The doctor prescribed some costly medicines. What is your verb here? Prescribed. And what's your subject here? The doctor. What's your object here? Some costly medicines. So how it is changed here now? Some costly medicines. Since your subject is plural here, we have to use only the plural verb were. So some costly medicines were prescribed by the doctor. That is passivation or in passive voice. Clear, guys? So look at the second example once again for your information. And then look at the third example here. What is the third example here? He took me to his house. Very simple example. He took me to his house. He took me to his house. Very simple. Took is your past tense verb. And when it comes to passivation or to passive voice, how is it written here? I was taken by him. Where? To his house. So I was taken by him to his house, or I was taken to his house by him. Okay, so very simple, guys, easy to understand. Past tense, that's it. Past tense is very simple. So you can have sentences, so many sentences we can have, and try to change from active voice to passive voice. Active voice to passive voice. So recalling our discussion today, in order to correct or in order to write correct active voice and passive voice in simple past tense, for writing from active to passive, we need was and were as the auxiliary verb, and then of course past participle form of the verb, and then the rest follows. Okay, guys, so that's it for the simple past tense as far as this passivation is concerned. So when we meet once again in the next video, we will discuss about the future tense, simple future tense. So like that we will discuss all the 8 tenses in passivation. 8 tenses in passivation. Then we can say that we have completed in learning and writing the voice and tenses. And I was going through the comments that you have suggested. Very happy, and few of you have asked me to teach parts of speech. I am coming back to that again. Once we complete this active voice, passive voice in tenses, see, we have actually learned in a big area of grammar. So once we understand thoroughly well about tenses and active voice and passive voice, we have crossed most of the grammar in English. So therefore we are in a right track. So everything and every help will be provided to you, and my request for you is that you just don't skip and watch my video till the end. I hope you have enjoyed the song that I sang for you in understanding the parts of speech. Of course, previously I also sang a song on understanding the tenses there. So like that I will come back to every now and then with a different sort of presentation. So but your support is needed for me, and then subscribe my channel, click the bell icon, increase the subscribers, and let us walk ahead to learn, to read and write grammar every day in a different manner, understanding the grammar perfectly well in order to improve our standard in English, both in writing as well as in speaking. Okay, guys, thank you. See you in the next video. Bye.